up, kiddos? This is Sean, also known as KidAsian, and here's a fact, not a fun fact, just a fact. You can consume weed by smoking it. As you probably guessed by the fact, not a fun fact, just a fact, today we're going to talk about weed, also known as marijuana, also known as cannabis. So, what effects does the devil's lettuce have on the mind and body? Well, there's only one way to find out. Smoking marijuana recreationally is not legal in my state. I did not smoke any cannabis for the production of this video. Please follow your local state and federal laws regarding the use of cannabis, and do be warned of the negative effects of smoking not just weed, but any drug, such as crack cocaine, tobacco, cardboard. Now, back to the video. Weed. We've all heard of it before. Some call it cannabis, others call it marijuana. Marijuana is a combination of the shredded leaves, stems, and flower buds of the cannabis sativa plant. Marijuana can be smoked, eaten, vaporized, brewed, and even taken topically. But most people smoke it. It is also often baked into food, such as the infamous pot brownies. Munch munch. According to JAMA Network, the use of marijuana for chronic pain, neuropathic pain, and spasticity due to multiple sclerosis is supported by lots of high-quality evidence. 6 trials that included 325 patients examined chronic pain, 6 trials that included 396 patients investigated neuropathic pain, and 12 trials that included 1,600 patients focused on multiple sclerosis. Several of these trials had positive results, suggesting that marijuana or cannabinoids may be efficient at treating these kind of illnesses. Now, other than those who consume marijuana for medical reasons, there are many other people that will consume or smoke it recreationally. This collective group will be referred to as the Mild High Club for the rest of the video. According to Lauren Cox, around 13% of the population of the US smoke weed. Around 43% of the population has admitted to at least trying it. Quite a few of those are under the age of 13. The chemical responsible for the feeling is tetrahydrocannabinol, or THC for short, because no one wants to say that, it's too long. According to Live Science, members of the Mild High Club receive feelings of, quote, euphoria and a range of psychological and physical effects that can be unpredictable at times, end quote. Other than the high, smoking pot can create feelings of panic and fear, hallucinations, trouble concentrating, decreased ability to perform tasks that require coordination, and a decreased interest in completing tasks are also symptoms of smoking weed. When the feeling stops, users may feel depressed or extremely tired. According to the NIH, it can heighten agitation, anxiety, insomnia, irritability for some users. Although marijuana does not have any long-term health risks, teenage members of the Mild High Club can receive negative effects such as mental instability and a loss in brain cells. Physical effects on consuming cannabis include a higher risk of lung and chest issues, coughing, higher risk of stroke, issues with the person's reproduction system, irritability, sleeplessness, and decreased appetite and anxiety. So, you may ask, how does getting high even work? The actual compound that gets you high in marijuana is tetrahydrocannabinol, better known as THC. THC affects the same part of your brain as cocaine, heroin, tobacco, chocolate, or just being happy. It flushes dopamine, which is the happy hormone, through your body. How fast this reaction happens is based on how you consume it. There are many ways, such as eating, vaporizing, or taken by skin, like we mentioned earlier, but for the most part, it is smoked because smoking it is a lot more efficient. Not health wise, just getting the high. When it is smoked, your lungs take in all the chemicals, not just the THC. That all those other chemicals are not good for you, by the way, and it is sent through your system through the circulatory system. Eventually, it makes its way to the brain. When it's the THC's time to shine, you get the feeling. Like previously stated, THC causes a flush of dopamine, which gives you the feeling, the special feeling. This high can last for different periods of time based on both the means of consumption as well as the amount taken. Now, how can this be used for the field of medicine? Now, before I say this, I must also include that cannabis is still illegal in the US by federal law. However, some states have chosen to pass laws legalizing it within their state, the most infamous of these being Colorado and California. Although they can't legally do this, they have anyways. The following 33 states have legalized pot for medical uses: Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, District of Columbia, Florida, Hawaii, Illinois, Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Missouri, Montana, Nevada, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, North Dakota, Ohio, Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, Utah, Vermont, Washington, and West Virginia. However, the states of Alabama, Georgia, Kentucky, Mississippi, Wisconsin, Wyoming, as well as both of the Carolinas, have no laws legalizing marijuana, but still allow it under certain circumstances. The rest have deemed the use of medical marijuana illegal. So, enough beating around the bush. What is medical marijuana actually useful for? Well, why don't we find out? According to Harvard, the most common use for medical marijuana in the United States is for pain control. While marijuana isn't strong enough for severe pain, like post-surgical pain or broken bones, it is quite effective for chronic pain that plagues millions of Americans, especially as they age. Part of its allure is that it's clearly safer than the opiates because of the impossible to overdose and far less addictive to substance. And it can take the place of NSAIDs, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs such as Advil or Aleve. So, this video is about marijuana is finished, and I cannot be happier because I have, oh my gosh, I've spent so much time on this. It's just a nightmare. But anyway, go out there, use your knowledge, don't smoke pot. It's not good for you unless you have back issues. And I'll see you next time.